Autonomous networks powered by agentic AI, machine learning, and automation are transforming telecom operations across APAC by enabling networks to make intelligent, goal-directed decisions, streamline processes, and reducing operational expenses. The proactively managed performance operators can deliver superior customer experiences that at scale. This session will explore the real-world strategies, challenges, and innovations that are driving operational excellence through self-optimizing AI-driven networks. Joining this session are Ahmed, Saady, Yaamin. He's Group Head of AI and Analytics, that at Axiata. And next to him is Vivek Murthy. He's President, OSS Business Unit, that at Rakuten Symphony. And gentlemen, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being patient with that long introduction.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have both of your insights, certainly from the operator standpoint, and always good to have Rakuten Symphony's insight. So the title of this session is Exploring How Agentic AI, Machine Learning, and Automation are really revolutionizing network operations in APAC. Saady, I'm going to start with you, if you don't mind. How is agentic AI really enabling this truly autonomous network operations? And just maybe talk specifically about the APAC region.
Yeah. Fantastic question. So if we see from a broader perspective, in telco, we take a lot of decisions. And network operation is one of the largest domain where we have to take decisions each and every day, both for short term and long term. Now, the whole idea of putting agentic AI into the context is how can it help us to take a better decision at a much faster rate? Because agentic AI is here to replace a lot of manual things that we do, and also to help us to take better decisions on a major scale. For example, how the network capacity should be designed, what would be the major network problems that we can actually handle in a proactive way, and finding out those key insights, empowering automation end to end, and putting that intelligence on top of it. All in all, agentic AI is here to help us to make those better decisions, to really take network operation to the next scale of being autonomous as well as automated.
Vivek, if you could enhance that a little bit as far as what's the designation between agentic AI and the traditional sort of AI and automation?
Yeah, like you said, agentic AI gets more evolved in the sense of the way decisions are being made and the context that is set in which those decisions are being made. So it's a lot more sophisticated. AI, classic AI, it's been around for a number of years. And the AI-driven automation is simply doing automation, bringing in machine learning algorithms and a lot of other classical AI models to do that. So there is a distinction. There's a very clear distinction between the two. And at this point right now, we are more in the kind of the exploring the agentic AI, because that's the new disruptive technology. Yeah. And landing the value from there, actually implementing it and landing the value from that is the world that we live in right now. But if you want to go back to the original AI, driven sort of, that is pervading in, every part of the kind of telecom industry today. Because it's been around for a number of years. The way networks are being planned and designed, if you leave the decision making outside of that, just the way the kind of the spectrum is managed today is so much better. With AI plus just classical machine algorithms, the way customer experience itself is being delivered today is hugely dependent on AI. So the way, for example, when faults are occurring, the network's infrastructure is quite complex today, right? From a customer perspective, they're just taking a kind of an connected service, but behind the scenes, you got all these, the mobile, the fixed, the backhaul, front haul, Wi-Fi, all kinds of things. And when a fault occurs, you get all these faults from, all kinds of related connected infrastructure elements. And what AI is helping us do is understand where is the root cause and being able to quickly point, go to that and fix that. So, the mean time to repair is much better, much shorter now. The customer experience, therefore, gets a lot more better. So I think AI in general is helping massively in the customer experience journeys today. It's also helping us do better management of the spectrum, the energy consumption that, goes behind the scenes, which is a huge factor from our telco. So yeah, it's there everywhere right now.
Yeah. Saady, it's a good segue because I wanted to ask you and certainly chime in. Are there metrics that exist today that can measure the ROI for agentic AI, or are we just not there yet?
Well, absolutely. Though it is still early days, but the the overall concept of ROI of Agentic AI is emerging. Let me explain how. First of all, I think Vivek said it perfectly. Classical AI is here to stay, and it will continue to help us to predict and simulate all those major problems by analyzing a large scale of data. Gen AI will help us to interact and customize with those available insights without depending on data scientists and all those, because this natural language processing, you can actually write an English query. So that is helping on the democratization part, whatever classical AI is producing. And Agentic AI is coming as an overall wrapper of the whole ecosystem, that finding those patterns that are repeatedly happening in the network, finding those major processes that can be managed end to end by Agentic AI, and then eventually delivering the fulfillment part of it while ensuring the closed loop also. So the whole idea is we will keep using generative AI and classical AI, but Agentic AI will help us not only doing things faster, which is one of the KPI in the ROI, but also doing things with a much better precision and quality. And with a pre-post analysis, we can find out what was the quality of the decision that was taken with the help of Agentic AI. So definitely in the ROI part, time to market, how fast we are doing it, how better we are doing it, and where we can improve. Those are the three major pillars of this overall ROI concept.
Vivek, if the question was, what are one or two of the top line challenges as we move towards agentic AI, what would those be from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it is challenging. Firstly, we don't understand the technology very well. It's still evolving a lot. I think the number one biggest challenge has got to be data. All the decision making that you're now doing through agentic AI is fundamentally dependent on the data, the quality of the data, and also the way it is organized and classified and so on, labeled and so on. So I think managing data is something that telcos don't have a great track record of managing. They've struggled, and it's now exploding even more. So I think that's going to be a big challenge. The second big challenge is going to be in terms of the way the humans interact in all this. We talk about humans in the loop. How does that look like in the future? Where are the humans going to be exactly in the loop when it comes to the decision making? Because like I said, they are actually helping us take better decisions, right? So some of it has got to be about humans not being in the loop, because the moment you put humans in the loop everywhere, you're just going to slow down the process and your purpose is lost. So you got to take them out. But if you can't take them out completely, so you got to be very strategic about it. And I think that's another thing that we're still learning. Not to mention that, we're talking about jobs of people potentially, the mindset people have about being relevant in the job that they do. And suddenly this agentic thing is taking decisions on their behalf. So I think, these are some of the challenges that I think we'll have to overcome.
And if I may quickly add with Vivek, because he almost said it all, when we will implement this Agentic AI at a large scale, ensuring the orchestration and synchronization among these agents will be also another key challenge. Any company who can do this synchronization well will definitely achieve the bigger picture much faster than others.
Right. I mean, the question I wanted to ask was, is the next sort of iteration of maybe a discussion like this, the real world applications of agentic AI? But I almost feel like that's not a fair question, because we're not there yet. Like even a year from now, we're not there yet. Would you agree with that?
It depends on what type of problem we are trying to solve. Suppose if there is a process where we know the ins and out of the process, we exactly know the repeatable patterns, and we have the ready-made data, this can be readily available to be implemented. But like Vivek said, there are use cases, there are processes where you may not have the data ready at the moment for that agents to perform well. So those use cases will take some time, and unless and until we fix the basics like availability of data, and not only availability of data, the changing the properties of the data also, because there has to be a semantic value of the data. We need to know where it is coming from, why it is getting produced, because the agents needs to know the ins and out of the data, the overall context of the data. So yes, depending on the use cases, some of the quick wins we can start, but for a larger scale, yes, there will be some time still needed.
I wanted to ask you this, is a little bit off script here, but is there an absolute to agentic AI? Can it be an absolute solution? Or is there certainly a human component that has to be involved?
Yeah,
even at the height of agentic AI,
it's a very tough question, because I think basically you're asking me to predict what this looks like in 2, 3, 4
I
years
am
time,
asking you to predict.
and it's extremely hard. I think what I can tell you is,
Well, by the way, the reason why I asked that question, not to interrupt you, is that there's a lot of, there's always the discussion around the hype cycle and around whether a word or verbiage is marketing hype or a marketing word. Are we walking that path again?
no, I think this is for real. I think generally speaking, and we've been in this conference here in FutureNet, Singapore. Nobody's talking about AI being a hype anymore. And even agentic AI, I think it's there to stay. We have seen things like the way coding is being done. Fundamentally, things are changing in the way software is being built. And I think that intelligence is getting into the way infrastructure is getting built, right? One thing I can say is the way the stacks, the tech stacks, the networks, the infrastructure, I think they are going to be reimagined in the future. The traditional, software products and, built around managing the networks and so on. I think that's going to start to transform into a completely different world where using this kind of agentic AI as the kind of native way to build stacks. And I think that will change. I don't know how it will look like, but I can see that it's going to happen in the coming years.
When you said, by the way, I'm sorry, years, you're talking like 5.
No, I think 7. I'm saying 2 years because it seems to be exponentially changing technology. So I think, in 2 years is, in the current world context, I think 2 years is a long time.
Okay.
On Vivek's point, see, in the last 1 year, the cost of computation for AI models has gone down by 90%. It's actually showing us the trend that it is getting commoditized. And as Vivek rightly said, that when the cost of that new technology is going towards the direction of being commoditized, it is here to stay. Now, the onus is on us, how we are going to make the technology work for us with the same technology, same thing. Different company will produce different results. But the technology is here to stay. We have to make it work.
Oh, interesting. I have in my head what the next title of the next session is going to be, but I won't say it on camera now. But interesting that the points that you brought up. Any final thoughts, by the way, Vivek?
No, it's we're living in a very exciting world. Things are changing by the day, and hopefully we can see some opportunities and make telcos more profitable, I suppose.
Agreed. Interesting time, and telcos seem to be at an advantage right now, even though there's competition with hyperscalers and OTTs and such. But certainly, telcos have been around for a long time for a reason. And they built a bedrock, and then they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So it'll be interesting to see how telcos sort of integrate themselves into agentic AI or anything AI for that matter. Saady, have we done this before, by the way? Have you been on our program before?
Yes, I mean, this is probably my 4th year attending this FutureNet Asia program.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a great experience. To join the sessions and also to be part of the panels, being a speaker. So overall, it's a fantastic platform to be connected with the industry peers. And yeah, thanks for having us.
Great to have you. I know you travel a lot, so it's hard to pin you down. We got you. Vivek Murthy, as always, with Rakuten Symphony. We appreciate your insight and your time as well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Time
Time to be bold now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.